And remember, this is the guy, incidentally, Rogan, who bitched when I went on Patrick Bet-David's show to say that people making over $3 million annually should get taxed 90 cents on each dollar after $3 million.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Joe Rogan shilling billionaires to us once again. Sam Cedars calling him out, as well as Emma Vigeland. Let's get into it.
It's just like, this is so baby-brained. And yet, Andreessen, oh, hey man, I'm just like, I mean, it's just, this is such a pipeline. All of these guys, incidentally, all of these guys also spy the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Bugsy Malone, thank you. All these guys spy, I mean, this is like, you know, you can have all of these sort of like conspiracy theories about the CIA, the FBI, and all this. Here it is, all laid out in front of you. We just have this guy come on, do a performance, pretend like the government regulatory, whatever that means, agencies are coming after us for, you know, allowing fraud and us profiting off of the fraud that financial scams that we basically advertise on our thing, or the data scraping we do of all their material, whatever. I don't even know what all that means, man. It's like we're just trying to have a party.
TikTok was banned for the same things that Facebook and all these other American companies do, but what the price that TikTok wasn't willing to pay is to have their CEO bootlick the incoming administration this gratuitously. That's the only difference.
And honestly,
does
like
what Facebook does.
Like when I think about like American technology companies protecting American technology companies, well, you know, you got like Elon Musk, who got billions from the American taxpayer, and then went basically built all his stuff in China. These guys, it seems like TikTok can be replicated. It seems like social media can be replicated.
Yep.
I'm not saying like we don't have this like proprietary, like all of the American industry. You just fired how many thousands of Americans? I mean, give me an effing
How many?
break.
Can you search the transcript? Did Rogan ask Zuckerberg about H-1B abuse at any time in this 3-hour conversation with a billionaire?
We should search that.
That to its tech industry. It's basically just open season around the rest of the world. Right? I mean, the EU, I pulled these numbers. The EU has fined the tech companies more than $30 billion over the last, I think it was like 10 or 20 years.
And yeah, I mean, you have all these tech oligarchs that are basically just the ones in charge now. If they aren't fully in charge, they are definitely making a stance, like making it well known that they're the ones that are wanting to, you know, take the reins of whatever's going to go on next. You have people like Peter Thiel, like Mark Zuckerberg, like Elon Musk, all of these guys, no matter how scary it may seem, these guys are the ones that are wanting to pull all of the strings. Yes, I mean, and it's very, very clear to see if you just do a smidge amount of research.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, that's, pause it for 1 second. $30 billion, oh my God, that's almost 5% of Elon Musk's net worth. Holy cow!
Meta is worth $1.53 trillion.
Holy cow,
and that's
man!
One of the tech companies.
Whoa, that's crazy! All the tech companies combined worth multiple. They've been fined for no reason, right? Just because they hate you.
And you know what? The EU's reasoning and the fine mechanism that is being used there is also their equivalent of antitrust. So perhaps this is because you guys are way too big and have way too much control over everybody's information and what people are consuming, and they have nothing to offer physically. All they do, they've reached a saturation point. The glasses and the virtual reality or whatever, these are like things that rich people can buy because they're $5,000. Now they're at a point where they have to continue to grow their market share for their shareholders, and they can't do it because they're not offering for anything for anybody except data collection, and now I guess hate speech.
And let's be clear, if Facebook did not exist, the number of tech companies in this country would be exponentially larger, because all of the companies that they've bought to kill, so they didn't compete against them, all of the companies that they bought, subsumed, and then laid off all the people would exist, or would have had a better chance to grow.
Yep.
So all this is just bullshit. And incidentally, he's also now telling you what the ask is from Trump, because he knows Trump, largely speaking, is not going to pursue the antitrust stuff that the Biden administration did. But now he's also like saying, well, they're not protecting American companies. The U.S. government is. They should be protecting us. Well, gee, how would they do that, Mr. Zuckerberg? Well, I don't.
Exactly. I mean, and as Zuckerberg is talking to Rogan, which is, therefore just talking to millions of Rogan's audience, he's basically just saying, look, you guys want me to start running stuff, whether you guys, want it to or not. Trust me that all these scary other like deep state, that those guys at the deep state running stuff, you don't want them. You would much rather somebody like me who's cool, who's got this, persona. I just got this haircut. I just got this, look at my chain, and he's doing prepare yourself for all of these new, all these new money guys, these billionaires, these trillionaires, just pulling a Donald Trump all over again. That's what's going to happen. It's going to say, hey, you can't trust these guys, pointing at, an invisible whoever's over there, but you can trust me. These guys they're wanting to get in my way. They're charging me a bunch of money. I've lost so much. Well, don't look at my actual net worth. Let me just throw out a big number. It's going to be the same game plan from now on out. That's just, they're going to use the Trump blueprint.
Oh no, maybe if Trump wanted to threaten tariffs on European countries, unless they lay off us there, that might be something to do. But I don't know all that international stuff.
Let us spy on your kids, Europe.
Yeah, I don't get all that complicated stuff.
10 or 20 years.
Holy shit.
So
Wow.
when you think about it, like, okay, it's like, $100 million here, a couple $1 billion there. But what it, I think, really adds up to is this is sort of like a kind of EU-wide policy for how they want to deal with American tech. It's almost like a tariff. And I think the US
really?
government basically
Tariff?
gets to decide
Pause
how
it.
they're going
Did
to deal with it.
somebody say tariff? Well, maybe we should. It's almost like a tariff. You mean these fines for breaking European laws like a tariff? So why don't we have tariffs too? I mean, this is just.
Well, it's for an audience of one. It's for an audience of one, and
But there's 20 million, 25 million
I
people
know.
who are being dumbed down by this stuff.
I know.
And Rogan, again, either is an idiot or just like willfully playing along the only thing that it gives them a reaction, and all the sort of lies, it's like literally talk about like, baby bird feeding. This is just gruel, and it's just like pouring into Rogan's system and just pouring out the other way. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. Honestly, so grotesque,
It's
grossed
horrible.
out by this.
Yes.
And remember, this is the guy, incidentally, Rogan, who bitched when I went on Patrick Bet-David's show to say that people making over $3 million annually should get taxed 90 cents on each dollar after $3 million. This idiot doesn't know anything about what it is to make $3 million. Unbelievable.
It's almost like a tariff. And I think the U.S. government basically gets to decide how are they going to deal with that, right? Because if the U.S. government, if some other country was screwing with another industry that we cared about, the U.S. government would probably find some way to put pressure on them. But I think what happened here is actually the complete opposite.
Hint, hint.
And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I really believe that Rogan is just wanting to, be a part. He sees these guys, I don't know why, but he somehow sees these guys as the cool guys, as the ones that are, going to be changing the world, which, they very much may be changing the world for the worse. But Rogan doesn't really see that. He's inundated with all of this media. He's probably not too critical thinking about it. So he just goes and he straight up just sucks up to them. He wants to be a part of these guys. Somehow he sees them as cool or, in the know somehow, some way.
U.S. government led the kind of attack against the companies, which then just made it so like the EU is basically, and all these other places, just free to just go to town on all the American companies.
Pause
and do
it for
whatever
a
you want.
second.
But
Incidentally, he's got the clock wrong. It was the opposite that happened. EU has much better rules on data scraping and data protection and whatnot, and we have followed their lead. He's lying.
Oh yeah.
The truth is, like, this is the only place that billionaires can go with this stuff, because a social network at that size, it frankly should be under the post office's jurisdiction, and all the growth things and algorithms, get that out of there. Just have a place where people can find the people that they know online. But he has this, and we have to like make it be some massive profit seeker. So now we're going to try to like farm the hogs, anti-vax hogs.
And all these other places are just free to just go to town on all the American companies and do whatever you want. But I mean, look, obviously, like, I don't want to come across as if like we don't have things that we need to do better. Obviously, we do. And when we mess something up, we deserve to be held accountable for that, and just like everyone else. I do think that the American technology industry is a bright spot in the American economy. I think it's a strategic advantage for the United States that we have a lot of the strongest companies in the world. And I think it should be part of the U.S.'s strategy going forward to defend that. And
Oh my
Okay.
God.
No, it's not. It's actually not true. These companies need to be broken
Unbelievable.
up. The amount of useless speculation that has been poured into these social media companies that are just there at this point in their like gestation, are just there to suck your data away and sell it to advertisers. The amount of money that is invested in them is completely unsustainable. I mean,
There we have it, you guys. More constant reminders that, any of these people are not on our side, that they're here to get our information and to use that information to, one, learn how to extract more money out of you, right? To show you what ads to show you. And then two, how to find you become almost like different flavors, right? Like this is exactly how these people in power see you, is they see us as different workers. What type of workers are you going to be? They have the workers in this domain that watch these ads or that watches this content. They have workers for this, and they just start to put you in little boxes so that they know who you are, how you can benefit them in every which way possible, whether that's labor or whether that is your dollars. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.